Here's one thing that I love about eBay over wholesale. You can get in with a very minimal investment. Like, you could get started with eBay with what? Free. Like, you could just start going around your house and picking up different things, chairs, furniture, electronics, blenders, old clothing, and like, you could get into an eBay business dirt cheap. You know what I mean? Like, wholesale, what do you need? At least a couple thousand, I would assume.
Exactly. I mean, to get started with Amazon wholesale, we suggest having $2,000 to $3,000. So there is literally no way that I can say that the investment level is lower for Amazon.
What's going on, everybody? Steve here, Raiken Profit over at RaikenProfit.com, coming back to you with another video. And today we are joined by my good friend Dan Metters. What's going on, brother? How are you?
Pretty good. How are you, brother?
Doing awesome. So Dan actually runs a wholesale business, and he started back in 2014 with only $600, and you were actually doing retail arbitrage and thrifting and hitting up Walmarts and Targets and all that stuff. And now, 2019, in about 5 years, he's gone from $600 investment to then transitioning over to wholesale and doing over $20 million in sales. So I'm really excited to chat with you kind of about your story a little bit. But also, you know, a lot of the people who are watching right now are selling on eBay, or they're thrifters, they're hitting garage sales and Goodwills and Savers.
Treasure finders.
Pretty much. But the thing is, a lot of people are wanting to like get into more scalable business models. And most of my followers, they're making 500, 1,000, upwards to 2,000 to 5,000 a month. Some are doing 10,000 a month or more, but they're having to like, you know, scale to warehouses and hiring a lot of employees. And people are very interested in business models such as wholesale, but there's definitely some pros and cons when it comes to wholesale versus eBay. And we're gonna be kind of playing like good cop, bad cop here, because there's gonna be some things where I'm gonna be coming against you, like, I don't really know. And then you're gonna be saying, but Steve, this, you know, this is why wholesale's better. And I'm like, this is why eBay's better. So
absolutely.
Let's kind of jump into it. I do wanna say, before this video gets started, we actually put together this free little wholesale Amazon quick guide. And essentially what it is you can get access to 50 wholesale distributors that you could actually call up and start, like, literally pick up the phone and start sourcing these deals. And also we have a little quick start guide that'll help you to pretty much like start your business, learn about LLCs and all of that. It's 100% free. So you can check that out at the link down below at RaikenProfit.com/wholesale videos. But yeah, if you're ready to rock and roll, you want to get into this battle?
Let's do it. Let's see who's better, eBay or Amazon.
So here's one thing that I love about eBay over wholesale. You can get in with a very minimal investment. Like, you could get started with eBay with what? Free. Like, you could just start going around your house and picking up different things, chairs, furniture, electronics, blenders, old clothing, and like, you could get into an eBay business dirt cheap. You know what I mean? Like, wholesale, what do you need? At least a couple thousand, I would assume.
Exactly. I mean, to get started with Amazon wholesale, we suggest having $2,000 to $3,000. So there is literally no way that I can say that the investment level is lower for Amazon. So one for eBay, but like that's the thing is, like, if you want to get started, that's a great way to get started is eBay. Is just get on there, get your hustle on, and make some money.
So I would say, like, and I don't know what your thoughts are. Let's just say somebody's watching, they only have $500 to their name, assets and all. Wholesale or eBay?
No, I mean, at that point, I would literally say go to eBay. Like, and it's go to eBay, make some money, then get into wholesale, because I feel like wholesale's the better model overall, but it's definitely easier to get in.
You're gonna smoke me on reason number 2 right now, and I already know it. Scalability and automation. So you can definitely scale an eBay business, and you can definitely automate it to an extent, but I believe, and I really feel wholesale is like a whole different thing.
Oh, it's not, that aspect's not really that close. I mean, with eBay, it's very active, right? Like, you're always doing the work. You got to go find the product. You got to list the product. You got to write the description. You got to write the titles. You got to do all this stuff, take pictures and things like that. So your margins are gigantic, but they have to be to support all that work. Whereas with Amazon, like, one of the things that we do is we're able to, it's process driven. It's completely process driven. So once we are able to hammer out a process, we're able to literally hand that off to somebody else or outsource a duty and continue to grow our business without doing more work. And that's where I feel like it really kind of there's a big separation between
Yeah.
your traditional eBay business and Amazon wholesale. Is it's just able to be grown so much farther, so much faster.
So I actually got my mother started thrifting. She goes to Goodwill, Savers, different local library sales and stuff. She buys books and sells them on Amazon. And she's been stuck at this number, right? She usually makes anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 a month profit. And while she is able to scale and kind of automate her business just because the FBA program over eBay, like FBA, you just send all your stuff to them and it, you know what I mean? But the biggest bottleneck for her with the scalability and automation is she can't find enough product because she's having to go to Goodwill and Savers and compete with 18, 19, 20-year-olds. And there's only so much inventory that's going out there. So, you know, definitely one of the bottlenecks and one of the cons to eBay is you've got to constantly go out there and fetch the bone and bring it back, go outsource, bring it back, go outsource again. Because if you're not outsourcing, you're not
making any money.
Yeah, and with wholesale, you kind of lock the deals down with the distributors, with your suppliers. Once you get a good thing going,
you're able to constantly reorder. And that's a big difference is, you know, and I'm not going out to find the next bone. Instead, I'm going out to find another bone to put in my pile. And that's why, you know, that's why it is more scalable.
Yeah. Let's talk about the pros and cons, eBay versus wholesale, in terms of liability, getting in trouble, getting kicked off and whatnot. A big thing that, you know, Amazon sellers that aren't wholesale are dealing with is brand restrictions and different things like, for example, if you're sourcing from like Target or Walmart and you get some type of claim or whatever, infringement, they want you to prove it, but a lot of times they won't even accept the receipts.
I mean, that's honestly, that was, whenever we were doing retail arbitrage, that was not a complication that we encountered. You know, that wasn't as popular as it is now. So I don't even know as a retail arbitrage seller how I would deal with it.
Yeah.
But with wholesale, that's one of the huge benefits of it is that, you know, we have the best possible invoices. We are literally authorized retailers for every single brand and product we carry. So if we have a claim, we can go to the manufacturer and ask them, hey, can you give us another invoice, or can you give us a letter that says we're an authorized manufacturer and all of our products are authentic? And we're able to clear up those claims immediately and get right back to selling our products. So as far as liability, I mean, I think Amazon is significant. Amazon specifically, Amazon wholesale.
Yeah, wholesale versus RA. I went with RA versus wholesale because on eBay, there's not a ton of liability. There is something called Vero, V-E-R-O, and that's a program. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's kind of like a program they have in line to protect the brands on eBay. So like if you're drop shipping on eBay, a lot of times you can't drop ship certain items because of the Vero protection and you can get kicked off, suspended, and whatnot. So I would say the liability on eBay isn't too bad unless you're drop shipping, but what I love most about the wholesale is having that straight up invoice, that invoice from the manufacturer, because that's what they want.
I mean, we could call that one a push, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have a lot of liability. We don't have any, but it's you know, you don't encounter it.
Let's talk about one that I think us eBay sellers, man, I think we got you on this. Having fun. I would say going out, hitting thrift stores, right? Going to garage sales, like treasure hunting. That seems like a lot more fun than like being behind a computer and calling up wholesale suppliers. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I mean, it's not close. I remember the days that we were doing, we were out there doing retail arbitrage and thrifting and stuff like that. There is literally nothing more fun than finding that little brick of gold or whatever, you know, just that item that where your margin's exponential and you know it's going to sell. Like, there is nothing that I have that can compete with the fun of finding an awesome item.
Is there anything fun about wholesale? Like, are there any fun aspects to it? Maybe like helping the brands or...
For sure. No, I mean, it definitely has its levels of joy. Like you know, whenever you find a new product and get a new account, you realize that account's going to generate a lot of profit over time. You're also going to be able to work and develop relationships with the people inside that company and see change at a scaled level. So like there are definitely levels of enjoyment, but it's not quite as fun as going in there and being a treasure hunter. Like that's whenever I'm out thrifting, that's what I think about is I feel like a treasure hunter.
Because a lot of people say they're like, I don't want to start private label. I don't want to start Shopify or wholesale because then I'm going to might as well be working a normal job. Like I'm not having fun anymore. And there's some people who they really, truly value that. And I tell you, if you value just the fun and the treasure hunt, don't stop what you're doing. Don't start doing wholesale. Don't start doing private label. If you love what you do, who cares about money? But if you're in a position where maybe you have children or you're looking to pay for their college tuition or you want to travel or you need more money, you want to get into real estate like I am, you need the capital to do the things that you want to do. And that leads into the next thing is income potential. If we were to compare income potential overall, like revenue, we're not talking profit margins now, but would you say that it's easier to hit seven figures per year on eBay or easier to hit seven figures per year on wholesale? I would say wholesale. I'm going to just give you this one.
It's not
right
even
now.
close. Like
unless you're drop shipping, because drop shipping you could definitely get there.
Right. But I think you do it with so much liability though. Yeah. That's the other problem is when you're doing it with drop shipping, your margins are very tiny. Plus, typically you're doing it with a ton of liability. Like you said, even with the Vero program, you're easily kicked off. And same thing's true with Amazon. You can't control your metrics, so they do struggle a lot. As far as as far as the income potential with Amazon wholesale, it is just astronomically
Amazon in
higher.
general, like let's not even talk wholesale. RA, anything Amazon, I feel like the
more
potential is
customers.
and you could scale and automate much more, especially like if you're a merchant seller, it's a little different of a story. I would put merchant selling on Amazon and eBay somewhat in the same category, but once you transition over to FBA,
you're able to grow so much faster. And it's the same concept we were talking about earlier. It's like whenever you stop doing stuff, right? Like whenever you're able to remove that part of your business, you're able to outsource it. It just becomes so much faster. And that's what FBA offers, is it offers scale in that.
Yeah. So you definitely smoked us eBay sellers on that one. But I'm going to tell you right now, I got you guys. We're going to smoke you on this one. Profit margins.
Oh, Lord.
You are not going to compete with our profit margins.
No, you've been telling me some of these crazy stories about Mama Profit, and it's just astronomical. And I remember some of the days, like whenever we would go find that $10 book or $5 book that we would sell. I remember the best one I've ever remember was a bird book. It's some book about birds that we paid $5 for.
The weird niches do so well.
And we sold that thing for $150. Like, there's nothing in wholesale that I'm going to be able to sell to generate those types of margins. But, the value of wholesale for us is not the margins necessarily. It's the volume and velocity at which we're able to sell products. So overall, like that's where we make our comeback is we're not trying to sell everything and make 150%. Instead, I want to make 20, 30% 100 times.
Yeah. One of the things, and if you guys have been following me in my journey over the last 5 or 6 years, you notice that I have kind of transitioned. I still do eBay because I love it and I enjoy it. I'm always at the thrift stores, garage sales. I still sell books. I do it because I love it.
Sure.
But I've kind of transitioned into other business models a little bit more, because I travel a lot. Like I'm always traveling. Right now,
you're in Corbin.
I'm in Corbin, Kentucky right now. I literally just got back from Florida for a mastermind. I was at another mastermind in California. I'm going to be traveling in March. So I'm all over the place. And that's what I like to do, right? And whatever you like to do, you got to follow your passion and then mold your life to it. So for someone like me, I'm always traveling. I'm always on the road. And unfortunately, I didn't really want to have a warehouse with like workers and all the liability and stuff. That just wasn't for me. So I've been kind of forced to transition to other business models that allow me to travel. And that's, in terms of like ability to travel, eBay versus wholesale, we're getting our butt kicked on this one.
Oh, for sure. And it's, that's one of the things that we've even kind of taken that to the next level. Like, whenever you're just doing FBA versus, shipping your orders yourself like you would on eBay.
It's a game changer.
It's a game changer. Yeah. Like your ability to scale and grow and be able to have more free time goes up exponentially. But we've kind of taken that to the next level. Like we utilize prep centers now. So we don't ever touch, I've literally not touched a single product that we sell in probably 6 months to a year.
You guys used to have a big warehouse, right?
Yep. We used to have a warehouse. We decided that it didn't fit our model. It didn't fit the life that we wanted to create and live. So we got rid of our warehouse and outsourced everything to a prep center. Now, like there's literally no limitation on where we are or what we're doing because our business is completely virtual at this point.
Yeah, because with Amazon, there's kind of like two sides of the coin. There's the, after you obviously source the product, and with wholesale, you can do it just by picking up a phone and then building a relationship and a deal with a supplier. But you can't automate it directly from like when you strike that deal, the person on the phone isn't going to ship it right to Amazon to you. It's got to either come to you and process it, or like you were saying,
go to that prep center.
It can hit a prep center. And what a prep center essentially does is they prepare your items. Certain glass items or certain items require even toys. You got to polybag them. You got to, I don't know, whatever you got to do.
Whatever you got to do
Bubble
to
wrap them, do different things to protect it. You got to label things. You got to ship it in. You got to put everything in the box, ship it out. There's a whole process. So even if you're selling on Amazon FBA, there still is an element where you have to touch the product unless you utilize the prep centers. By doing the prep centers and having the fulfillment centers fulfilling your orders, picking, packing, shipping, customer service, you could travel.
Sure.
You can do whatever you want.
Exactly, and that's the point. Right, like it's that's the thing is all the work we do in wholesale now is all done from a computer or a phone. Like I don't have to be in any specific physical location to do anything anymore. And that's I think that's one of the most incredible aspects of the model is it gave us that additional freedom that we wanted.
Yeah. And the last thing that I want to talk about, and really the goal is I wanted to kind of break down all the different pillars of like what makes up eBay versus wholesale, like how to choose the best route, because there's so many models. At the end of the day, Dan, let's just be real. Like you could be successful on eBay if you wanted to. You could be successful on Amazon. You could be successful on Etsy. You could be successful on whatever, having your own store. I know people who sell off of Instagram only. They sell off of YouTube only. They build their brand off that platform.
Facebook's the thing now.
Facebook. You could be successful on any of these platforms, but what you need to take the time to do is to choose what's going to be the best business model for me based on my goals, my desires, my aspirations. What, do I travel or do I not travel? Do I enjoy working with people? Do I want to have my own space because I've always had this dream of having a big warehouse and showing up and having my sign, on the so there's no right or wrong way to do it, but that's what we're trying to do is break down all the different elements to decide like what's best for you. And I guess the last thing is barrier to entry, right? Some people don't want to do a million different steps in order to get into the business. They just want to get started right now and just jump right into it. And I would say with eBay, it's a very low barrier to entry. Anybody can do it. I would say against wholesale, you're going to have a lot more things you're going to have to probably do. Maybe you could, touch on that a little bit.
It definitely is like, with wholesale, you definitely need a business. Like you have to have a business to be able to start buying products wholesale. You don't have to do that with eBay. But once you have that in place, like here's the thing is I somewhat like that barrier to entry because it creates a longer sustainability, right? Like if anybody can come into the market and start doing
less competition.
Exactly. And that's one of the things is the barrier to entry is higher in Amazon. And I think I would concede that point all day, but I think the barrier to entry being higher definitely creates a little less competition, definitely gives us a little more flexibility on what we're able to sell and how we're able to sell it.
Yeah. Awesome. So hopefully that helped kind of build awareness around eBay and wholesale. And we wanted to do kind of like a creative video to kind of share with you the good and the bad, the wins, losses, the pros and the cons for each one. So if you enjoyed this video, do us a big favor and smash that like button, leave a comment down below, let us know where you're from. Also let us know, are you or have you ever sold wholesale on Amazon? Or are you only selling on eBay? Do you have aspirations of selling on Amazon? I definitely recommend that you should do it. Sure. And we got a lot of videos that are coming up in the future. So if you want to see more videos, definitely join the email list down below. And just for jumping on the email list, you'll be notified of more videos. Plus, you're going to get that quick startup wholesale guide that's going to teach you pretty much how to start a business, the LLC, all the boring stuff that nobody wants to go through, but it's so important. Plus, we're going to give you a list of 50 of the top wholesale distributors that you could start calling and get in contact with. You can just have that list ready for when you go through the rest of our videos and whatnot. So definitely stay tuned for that. We appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching. And hey,
absolutely,
appreciate you being on. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.